Okay, welcome to next lecture, and in this lecture we will continue our CSS basics. Okay guys, open your code editor and let's type a basic HTML tags. Okay, first of all create a div, main div like a container, class container. Inside this div let's create a form, give it a name like class my form. Create a one more div, class form dash group. Inside this give it a label like first name and input type text name. Copy this and paste it one more time, first name, last name and password. Okay, and type password. Create a text field like a message, text area, give it a name message. Here change this to message, and the last one is submit button. Okay, input type submit, name submit, value submit, save, and let's open this in a browser. The browser is front of you. You can see above this form give a heading like contact us, save, refresh. If you remember when we did HTML5 form fields, so I told you that when we will reach to the CSS I will teach you how to design a form in a proper way. So this is the basic structure of HTML forms, and now we will design this in a proper way with the CSS. And after doing this, remember we have to include our CSS file. Include your CSS file, css/style.css. Save and go to your CSS file. So first thing is that we need a space between these inputs. So first we will select my form, then the form group, and we will add a padding bottom 20 pixel. Reload the page and you can see we got the padding on the bottom side. Now the default style for the inputs they are in line, like in one row, name, label and input. So I want the label on the top and the input below this. So for doing this we will do my form label display block, save, reload, and now they are on separate lines. We can also add a line break, but the proper way is this line break we can add here. Here we can add a line break, so this will come to the next line, but the proper way of doing this is a display block. So next thing is let's work with these inputs to increase the size. And for doing this we will start with the my form input, and so for doing this we will add padding to 10 pixel, and we can add width to 250 or 300 pixel. Save and refresh. Now we have increased the width of these input elements, but the message is not targeted because this is not a input element, this is a text area. We have selected an input, So input is this, and this is also our input. So what we need now is we want first name, last name, password, message with the same height of 300 pixel width of, and submit button should be small. So we can directly target them by writing type text, save, reload, and you can see type text are now 300 width. You want this same with the password also. So type password, save, refresh, and now password is same again. Now password also got the 300 width. What else we need? We need a message also with the 300 width. So we can come here, put a comma, dot my form, space, text area, save, refresh, and now over all the fields are with the same 300 width. What else? Submit button is now back to default, and this is what we want. So this is done with the input type fields with the good width, looking nice. So let's design this submit button. For doing this, go back here and input, define a class button, save, and now dot button, background color black, text color white, and add some padding to 10 and 15 pixel for the button size, border none, save, refresh, and now you can see we got the submit button. So our submit button is changed now, and we can add a hover effect also to it, like dot button hover, background blue, and text color should be white, save, reload the page, and now you can see it's working with the hover effect. Now this is something better than before what we have done in a simple HTML. You can design it more with the background colors and hover effect inside these fields, and whatever you want. You can push the submit button to the center. You can do all the different kind of experiments and make it better. I have taught you basics and understanding of how you can design the submit button and all the form fields. So next, move on with the floating and alignment. I am going to remove all this inside container. I will remove all this. Okay, inside container create a 3 div. Give them a class block1. Now first add more h3 heading 1, paragraph lorem, tag lorem, and then press tab and copy this for 2 times, save, refresh, and we got the 3 headings. What we want here, we want here to float them in a row, float them horizontally. Let's come to the style sheet, block, it's a block -1. Okay, so what we want here, we want these 3 headings to float left horizontally, left to right, we want them horizontally. So what we have to do here, we have to first type a property float left and width of 33.3%, save, reload the page. Now they are floating left, now horizontally, so it needs more improvement. What else we can do with it? Let me show you. Let's add a padding and border to it. A simple border, 1 pixel, solid and gray. Border and padding, 10 pixel, save, refresh, and now it's in floating left actually, but the thing is this padding and this all border width, these all are coming in outside of the area. So there is a small fix for this, and that is called box sizing, bordered box. Save, refresh, and now it's responsive and it's in an order. What does this box sizing actually do? This box size take all the padding and width inside of this all area. So this is the small fix and the easy solution for floating elements in a horizontal. And for doing this in a more proper way, there is a solution in CSS that is called flex model and flex boxing. I can discuss a flex box here because that is a little bit of advanced topic, but soon I will make a video on flex box that will make your this work easy. So this is just for the basics understanding and basics of CSS. This is enough. Box sizing, border box, this will fix all your floating elements. So let's move on and create one more floating element for us. Okay, inside this div container, create one more div. Name it I will use ID here, so you can see we can also use the ID and how ID can be selected. CSS, let's name it main block. It's with the heading H2. Okay, and the paragraph. Okay, let me make it a little smaller. That is enough. Copy this, paste it one more time, and this will be our sidebar without a heading. Save, refresh, and we got our main block, and this is our sidebar. So we also want to float these two elements, like this main heading area should come in this 80% of the area, and this sidebar should come in last 30% of the area. So how can we do this? Go to your CSS file. So selecting a class, start from dot, and selecting a ID, start from number sign, also known as hash. So what is our ID name? That is main block float left and width of 70%. Save and copy this one more time, this time for sidebar. Float right and 30%. Save, refresh. Now both of them are floating in the same row horizontally. This is our main block. We have given a 70%, so this is taking a more space, and this is a sidebar. We have given a 30% width, so that's why it have a less space. Okay, let's add a border with this sidebar also. Border 1 pixel, solid black. Save, refresh, and it's again a downward. So let's do it box sizing again. Box sizing, border box. Save and reload. Now it's fixed with everything. So this is the simplest way of floating elements left and right and adding multiple elements in a horizontal row. This is the easiest way and the best way of doing it with the basics of CSS. So this is enough with the today's lecture. So practice it, do it with me, and if you have any question about it, kindly write in the comment section, and I will try to assist you and help you understanding these floating elements in left and right in CSS. See you in the next lecture.